Warning: viewers' discretion is advised, as this may contain mature or triggering content. Story prompt. Warning. Title: Blessing in Disguise. "Ma'am, what can I help you with?" the older woman asked Layla, and she paused. "I don't know. I'm leaving and my father used to bring me into the store all the time. Thought I might come in one last time and buy something in memory of him." The older woman smiled. "How sweet of you. Well, are you looking for anything in particular?" Layla tapped a finger to her mouth. "Perhaps a picture or a vase. Something I can hang on the wall or use to decorate my new place." The woman nodded. "Well, follow me. We have some very gorgeous vases and pictures." As they walked, the older woman asked why Layla was leaving. "I'm running away from a stalker. I have a restraining order on him already, but he just doesn't get the point and the police can't seem to get their hands on him." The woman frowned. "How unfortunate." Layla nodded. "Tell me about it. I've been living in this city since I was born. I don't want to leave, but I'm starting to think a fresh start will do me good." The older woman nodded. "Well, I wish you the best of luck. Here they are. I'll let you look them over in peace." She nodded. "Thank you." Layla sighed softly as she looked around the room. There were a lot of beautiful pieces in this room. Paintings of wonderful sceneries or animals and vases made out of glass, plastic, or ceramic. She thought the paintings were lovely, but they were all old, and it made her feel their frames would break in the midst of her move. Some of the vases were simple and plain, while others had intricate patterns and carvings or paintings on them. Out of all of them, though, one seemed to stand out more. It was a white vase with a forest painting on it. Even though the forest seemed dark, it wasn't ugly. There also seemed to be a pair of golden eyes in the shadows of the deeper part of the woods. Perhaps the artist had a love for wolves. Those yellow eyes had to belong to a wolf. Lighting from the sky seemed to give the painting even more life, and she loved it. It held the perfect combination of light, dark, and mystery. She picked it up, heading for the checkout. "I found the one," Layla said as she set the vase down with a smile. The older woman turned. "That's wonderful. Let's see." The woman gasped, dropping the bottle of water she had been holding. "Are you okay? What's wrong?" Layla asked, glancing at the water that was now splashed across the floor. "How did you get your hands on that one?" Confusion filled Layla. "It was with the others. Is this one not for sale? If so, I guess I can pick a different one." The older woman seemed shaken. "I know. If you like it, you may buy it. I was just surprised. I don't remember ever putting that one out for show." Layla frowned. "If it's a problem, I can select a new one. This one just seemed to call out to me." The older woman sighed. "If you truly wish to buy this piece, then you must be very careful never to break it. It's said that there is a curse upon it, and if it's broken, it will eat you." Layla laughed slightly. "Oh, well, if that's what you're worried about, then it's fine. I don't plan to ever break it. Besides, I don't believe in curses." The woman stared at her for a moment before ringing her up. "Are you sure you want it?" Layla nodded. "Yes." She paid and headed for the door. "Please just remember my warning, young lady. I don't wish for it to happen." Layla waved goodbye before getting into her car and heading off to her new home. The vase sat in the passenger seat, neatly wrapped and cushioned thanks to the store owner. She glanced at it here and there in her 2-hour drive, but nothing seemed off about it. The older woman had seemed so sure something would happen if she broke the vase by accident. A curse? There can't be any worse curse than my ex-husband. She sighed as she pulled into the garage of her new place. Freedom at last. She got out of her car and sighed once more. She had already gotten everything moved a few days ago. There had only been a few loose ends she needed to tie up before she left, and now she was free of the fear that had been haunting her for the last few months. She grabbed the vase heading inside and set it down on a stand near the door before heading straight to her room and collapsing on the bed. Her phone dinged and she glanced at it. Hello? Hey, girlie! Emmy's voice blared through the speaker, and it only gave Layla a headache. What do you want? Emmy chuckled. I wanted to make sure you made it to your house safely. I told you I'd call the next day. Emmy fell silent and a chill raced down Layla's spine. What's going on? Emmy's voice grew lower. Run. Layla frowned. What are you talking about? Emmy's voice was now filled with panic. You need to get out of there. Lou lost track of Edmund yesterday. I don't think you're as safe as you think you are. Please, tell me you at least locked the front door. Of course I didn't. Shit. I was so tired and my hands were full, I didn't even think about it. Go do it now. I don't know if he's found you, but you need to be careful. Layla got up from her bed, heading for the front door when it opened. Hello, my sweet. Layla dropped the phone. Oh, come on. I know there isn't a back door to this place. You can't escape me. I was so hurt when I heard you were moving. But a little bit of torture to the moving guy sure got him talking. I'll give it to him. He did his best to keep a secret, but... Edmund grinned. After I ripped out a couple of fingernails, he told me right away. He dangled a blood-soaked cloth, and Layla felt sick. You are out of your mind, she screamed. Perhaps, but it's all in the name of love. I know you didn't want to run from me. I know you still love me. Why are you being like this, Layla? You and I are perfect for each other. He took a step towards her, and she backed up. You might as well accept me, because I'm growing tired of our cat and mouse game, to the point that I might just snap. Layla's body trembled. What was he talking about? It wasn't a cat and mouse game. She was done with him. He just wouldn't accept it. Leave! You saw me on the phone. I'm sure my friend has already called the cops. He chuckled. Yeah, but they won't get to you before I do. She had now backed up into the living room, and he had followed. She would only get one chance, a very narrow escape, but what then? She didn't have her keys on her. She doubted her new neighbors would believe her and let her in, and even then he clearly was crazy enough to harm others. She couldn't get them involved in the problem that had followed her. Fine. Her voice trembled as she stood still. Oh? A smirk played along his lips. You are giving up. She nodded. I tried divorcing you, I tried moving 2 hours away, and yet here you are. Just kill me already. Isn't that what you want? Edmund shook his head. No, 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 my dear. I want you to be my captive. I want you to greet me with a smile when I walk through the door, even if you're chained to the floor at it. I want you to make my every single dream and desire become real. I want you. I don't want you dead. Not really. His words made her sick as he moved closer and reached out to touch her. She shoved him with as much force as she could. He stumbled backwards, hitting a wall, and she ran. The hall to her door felt like it had become never-ending. She was so close, though. Her fingers brushed the handle, and then pain laced through her head. You bitch! Edmund screeched, yanking her back by her hair and throwing her into the stand in the hall. Her head slammed into the box holding the vase, and it fell. A shattering noise filled the air. She didn't have much time to worry about the ceramic shards as she dragged herself backwards, the pieces slicing into her palms. Please, Edmund, I just... Shut up! I gave you a chance, and now you have forced my hand. He closed in on her, and she shut her eyes, the older woman's words playing in her mind about a curse. If there is one, please, please do it now. Anything is better than this. Light flashed through the room, blinding Edmund, and then there were the sounds of chirping birds and warmth casting down upon Layla. Her eyes opened, and she was shocked to find her and Edmund both in a forest that was painted in the vase. What is this bullshit? Layla, what did you do? You witch? Layla glanced around. She was right. Edmund turned to Layla. You better take us back right now, he growled, stomping towards her. I don't even know where we are or how we got here, she said, standing and backing away. You just mentioned something about this. This is clearly your doing. He reached out for her, but something flew past her, slamming into Edmund. Ugh! Edmund was so scared as he tried to fight off whatever had just slammed into him, its sharp claws seeming to dig deeper into his chest. You will not lay a hand on her, the beast growled. He got a good look to find a wolf pinning him down, its sharp teeth inches from his throat. I promise I won't. Please, let me go. The wolf laughed. That's funny coming from a stalker. I know your kind, you don't give up. You just get more violent as time goes by. The best place for your type is dead in the ground. Before Edmund could protest, the wolf's teeth ripped into his throat, and nothing but a gurgling sound could be heard from Edmund's shock-filled body. Layla trembled as the wolf marched towards her. She shut her eyes, expecting to be next, but instead a hand touched her shoulder. Are you okay? Her eyes fluttered open, and she found a half-dressed man standing before her. He had short black hair and golden wolfish eyes that seemed to stare through her core. No. The man smirked. It took you a long enough time to find me, Layla. I'm sorry, I don't know you. He chuckled. You just can't remember me, but you created this world and you trapped me in this world. Layla frowned. I would never trap someone somewhere. Did you not just see what I was dealing with? She was appalled at his words. After everything he dared to say, she trapped him in this place? His laughter grew and he pulled her into a hug. I didn't say you trapped me against my will, now did I? You may not remember our previous life together, but in order to save me, you created this world in this vase painting. He let her go and took a few steps back. If you would allow me, I can awaken your memories. Layla's frown didn't change, but even though she had just watched this man rip out Edmund's throat and go from wolf to man, she felt surprisingly calm and accepting of it. You really think I'm capable of such a thing? He chuckled. Well, you were a mage in our previous life. Doesn't your current world hold magic? She shook her head. Well, that's unfortunate. Not that it matters, you're here with me now. I can awaken your memories, and if for some reason you wish to leave after that, you can. Layla sighed, thinking about everything. She glanced at Edmund's body and thought of the world she had left behind. I'll stay here. I haven't even awoken your memories. She nodded. I know, but when they arrive at my place and find it trashed and my blood there and no traces of me, they'll think I'm dead. If I were to reappear out of thin air and Edmund not ever be caught or found, people would then think I murdered him. Even though he'd been stalking me, I'd still land in jail. The man nodded. Your new world sounds very complicated. She laughed softly. You have no idea. So, what's your name? If we're going to be living together, and we have a past I don't know of, I should at least know your name, right? The man smiled, closing the distance between them again. My name is Daxton, and even after your memories get back, if you don't wish to be with me, I'll gladly build you a house far from mine. Layla nodded. Thank you, Daxton. It's nice to meet you. Again? Daxton chuckled. I'm happy to see you again, Layla. The end! I hope you enjoyed this. I know it's been a little bit since my last story, but I'm still here. If you guys have any possible prompts you would like me to try and write a story for, put it down in the comments. And as always, if you haven't, comment, like, subscribe. Thank you guys for your support.